Oh, what's up, YouTube? What's up, Extreme Gains family? I'm Chuck. This is Extreme Gains. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today's Sunday, July 24th, 2022, and this is my Amc Gme and SPY Algo exposed weekly update and preparation video for manana and beyond. As always, I hope y'all had a great day in the markets on Friday. I hope you took advantage of this nut-ass volatility once again, and I hope you made some extreme gains for yourselves. I'm going to go over my regulars like always, my snake algo method for all three tickers, and some macro comparatives. So with that said, let's dig in. I hope y'all had a great weekend as well. Going back to Friday, it was an absolute bonkers day to end a bonkers week. My scalp setups were fire again on Friday. The lotto picks were dead on. I had 12 entries from trigger, the highest ROI being 470%. Then I had a 200, a 175, a 165, a 110 and two 100s, and then a couple of 90 and a couple 50s and 30s to round out the list on Friday. I had an absolute monster day and monster week last week. The Extreme Gains Premium Discord family on Friday, it was just unbelievable. The week was unbelievable. The month has been unbelievable. Congrats to all of y'all, man. You definitely freaking deserve it. And to everybody out here in YouTube land, if you commented on the videos and let me know how you were doing, congrats to y'all as well. And I hope everybody has a good week this week. I do not, in my opinion, see the volatility ending anytime soon. And to me, that equals extreme gains and opportunity to do so. So I am jacked up. We do have mega caps earnings this week, so that should move the market, right? Quote unquote justification for movement this week as well. So things could definitely get spicy this week, and I am looking forward to it. So here we are. Moving on, let's look at the charts real quick. What's on your screen is AMC and my current intra-week snakes. AMC finished the day on Friday down 8.82%, and then down an additional 0.84% in after hours, ending the week trading at 1536. The current intra-week snake setup on AMC, I've been looking at two scenarios. One, I guess both of them relied upon the positioning of the previous snake. There's an extended and a compressed pull on that and placement on that previous snake. And in the compressed placement of it, this is the current intra-week snake that has continued to project and fulfill its projection for the last 5 sessions. So moving into tomorrow and beyond, you can see what the projection is from that if price action were to continue to fulfill it. Excuse me. Then the second scenario was the extended positioning of that previous intra-week snake. And if you remember the day prior to, I had mirrored in an upside manner last week because everything I had was showing downside, and I didn't feel that there was a position for this at the time other than in this position. Obviously, that is not what fulfilled, and with that downside move, it did make this very apparent where it belongs in its original placement. So that is the day prior to, and here is the day of in that secondary scenario, so you can see moving forward into tomorrow and beyond as well what the projection is from them separately. I do want to make note of the snake that has been continuously projecting and fulfilling for the last 5 sessions and what it looks like on here as well for a continuation. That and the day prior to both will essentially get this thing back on a Tuesday to Tuesday-ish scheduling for the interchanging of the intra-week snakes if one of those continue to fulfill from now into Tuesday. So that is everything that I am looking at with AMC and the current intra-week snakes. The macro comparative. As you know, I've been using the previous double bottom over here in 2 ways. The flipped, which is the blue, and the straight up, which is the red. Here is the position of the flipped. It did need compressed a little bit. We talked briefly about this consolidation either happening under and inside of the macro descending resistance or in an extended way up on top of it, and it does appear to potentially be happening here underneath it. You can see where I have it currently, and if that placement is correct, you can see what the projection is moving into tomorrow and beyond if price action were to continue to fulfill this thing. Then the straight up position that had been mirrored roughly 3 weeks ago, in its mirrored position, since diverting to the upside right here off of this internal ascending level of support, it has continued to fulfill its projection, and you can see moving into tomorrow and beyond what the projection is if price action were to continue to fulfill it in that placement. And that is everything that I am looking at with AMC. Up next is GME. GME finished the day on Friday down 6.74%, and then even Steven in after hours, ending the day and the week trading at 35.78. The split is over with, and we have now been adjusted regarding that. So, looking at the current intra-week snake, I had been looking at the day of, and it expired here with the diversion to the downside here on Friday. So that was the previous placement, and you can see we got continued fulfillment of that projection until Friday when we diverted to the downside. Therefore, in that scenario, I would clip a day of and a day prior to. Here is the day of, here is the day prior to, or vice versa. And here are the placements for those where I think they belong currently, moving into tomorrow and beyond. So there they are in that scenario. If this is what we should be looking at moving forward, you can see what the projection is if price action were to continue to fulfill either one of these moving into tomorrow and beyond. However, I also had the day prior to the previous divergence that was similar to this one, and I had only been showing one for about half of the week, and then I brought this back out when I realized that we were essentially following this one as well, and I wanted to have an eye on it because it did have an extended projection out further than this one was giving. And in the position that it was in going into Thursday and Friday, you can see that price action continued to fulfill the projection, and you can see moving forward into tomorrow and beyond what the projection is from that if price action were to continue to fulfill it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of this one for the time being. I will not be going over that one again unless price action is to not fulfill according to this one, and pick one of these two going into tomorrow, specifically beyond. And then obviously I'll be looking at the day of and day prior to according to the previous one. So that's what I'm looking at with the intra-week snakes moving into tomorrow and beyond regarding GME. And there's all three of them for you as well. Then the macro comparative for GME. I have been using the previous double bottom rate next door here in both the straight up and the mirrored position. It had mirrored itself to the upside off of the ascending level of support bounce right here about 3 weeks ago, and I mirrored it upside, and in that placement you can see the consistent projection and fulfillment from it, and you can see moving into tomorrow and beyond what the projection is if price action were to continue to fulfill it. That is everything that I am looking at currently with GME. Up next is SPY. SPY finished the day on Friday down 0.93%, down an additional 0.24% in after hours, ending the week and the day trading at 394.16. The current intra-week snake and snakes for SPY are the day of and day prior to. The most current diversion from the previous right here. We have the day of showing upside, and we have the day prior to with its overlap showing macro downside. You can see that they both fulfilled identical projections Thursday and Friday, and you can see moving into tomorrow and beyond what the projection is from both of them if price action continues to fulfill. So that's what I'll be looking at for characteristics of movements regarding the intra-week snakes on SPY moving into tomorrow and beyond. The macro comparative, as you are all also aware of, is from the 08-09 correction and crash in what I've called the long-term position. And in that position, it puts price action right here within the comparative. And you can see we have continually fulfilled the projection of it throughout this ascending consolidation and volatility. You can see moving into tomorrow and beyond what the projection is from this current position of that macro comparative if price action continues to fulfill it. And that, my friends, is everything that I am looking at and going to be paying attention to regarding AMC, GME, and SPY moving into specifically tomorrow and then beyond. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much. I appreciate it greatly. I will get an update and prep video out tomorrow night after market close. Like always, good luck in the markets tomorrow. Make some extreme gains for yourselves, and I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Fun day, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Later.